said a few times ago that I was going to show.
Oh, okay.
That's that.
Hey, let's get all situated here before I get started. Let me open my book.
Here,
Get everything together. Got to get everything written out.
Get your ass down.
Everybody, good morning and welcome to Flack Around the Table. It is Sunday, April 11th, 2011. 2011? How did I get that?
You are a decade off, girl.
2021. Whoa.
2021.
What did I think that 2011?
That was just an automatic.
I don't know. Must have been something good about that date. Episode number 42.
And happy anniversary to Sue.
And happy anniversary to Sue. I'm Deb.
Sue.
Micah.
And welcome aboard for another episode.
Another
Be
craziness.
sure you hit subscribe, hit the ring bell, tell everybody you know the whole
notifications.
Oh, okay.
That's the only thing I knew. I wasn't sure what it was.
Yeah,
for,
that way when we throw those extra little episodes out there,
Yeah.
you guys will know.
Yeah,
you get a notification that you get.
Yeah. We did 41 and a half on Tuesday with our friend Leah. So anybody who maybe didn't realize it or doesn't check us except on Sundays, go ahead. 41 and a half. Leah was here and Maggie was here and she showed us all the great work that she's done and doing and did in a day and a half.
Whatever.
And,
we hate her.
Yeah.
I hate her.
Yeah.
I
Too bad she's
hate
so
you,
sweet.
Leah. It's just ridiculous. You're ridiculous.
I mean,
beautiful babies, beautiful knitting, whatever. Go away.
Go away. Back to Michigan you go.
Go back to Michigan. Get your rocks, would you? Just
rocks.
Yeah, she found some fancy rock when
gets
they were
the
out
rocks
at the
up
lake.
there in the Michigan on the shore. The what are they called? Whatever.
The
Polish rocks.
Polish rocks.
There's some sort of rock that are really supposed to.
Pulaski's or something like that.
Oh,
yeah,
okay.
and they're not common. They're rare.
Yeah, she needs to get back into that and get away from the knitting. You make us look bad.
That's a good idea.
Yeah,
we haven't thought about that.
I mean, she's so sweet. It's hard to be unhappy with her.
I know.
So miss you, Leah, already. Come back again soon.
Yeah. Well, we'll have to get up there next.
Yeah, I think that would be a good road trip.
Yeah, simple. Kind of get up there and check out some of the shops in Michigan and things like that.
Yeah,
sure.
So anyway,
she said with enthusiasm.
It's Sunday, April 11th, and it's rainy here.
It is rainy.
Oh,
here.
it's nasty here.
It's kind of just not like
chilly and
it's only supposed to get in the lower 50s.
I know.
I like this. We had some 70 and almost 80-degree days that were great. So, and it's back on, guys. Yeah. You're going to see this a long time.
Yeah, for a while, a couple months.
I guess I really did screw up the nerve or something anyway. But I did knit last night.
Yeah?
I finished the row. No, I finished the row.
Are you on a Purl row?
I am on the Purl row, but I took it off because it was hot, and I took it off, and it felt great. So I only did about a third of the row on the Purl. Then I put it back on.
Because you're giving it to me to finish the rest of your Purl row?
No, I think I can do it.
Oh.
I think because I can take this off. It gets hot and itchy under here. And then I'll go Purl.
All right.
Yeah. It's kind of a pain in the neck to sew as well. Because I think I came up with a new way to put Disney fabric on the top and stretchy stuff on the bottom. So when I go to Disney next month, I'll look pretty cool with my fancy.
Yeah.
Yeah. I had to look for something that had pink in it this morning.
Oh.
Because I had only made a pink one. And then Joanne's, I should stop on my way home today and get some more of the
What is that you
fabric.
got on there?
It's just a stretchy knit fabric.
Okay.
Because they informed me Medicare won't pay for a second one, so don't get it dirty. The plastic thing. Yeah.
Well, I knew that you said that, but I've not seen a cover like that before.
Yeah. Well, I kind of thought they give you these little stretchy things, to put underneath, and and it's stretchy, and it. I would imagine if you didn't take it off after a while, you'd be like, wow, So anyway. So what's new with you guys? Doing anything today? Done anything during the week? April's kind of a boring month.
I had enough excitement.
April?
Yeah.
Not much going on.
Not much. I was trying to think if there's anything really coming up. We're going to be on the road later on in the month. So that'll
the
be
17th
something.
is Local Yarn Shop Day.
That's right. I knew there was something else coming up next weekend because I thought, oh, good, I got a weekend free. And then it's like, no, I don't.
And our local yarn shop, the Zionsville Yarn Shop, is having giveaways and they've got kits. So check them out. But April 17th is local yarn shop day.
So hit your local yarn shops.
Yes. And shop there rather
Yeah.
than don't just hit them.
Yeah.
Oh, hit them.
Hit 'em.
Hit them.
Just go ahead and just smack them upside the head.
You know.
Rah, go get them. Well, we hit a couple of places yesterday.
Mm-hmm.
Yes, we did.
Yesterday, we drove down to Bloomington to visit our friend from Purl. She was having a little thing at her house where she does all of her yarn,
Her dyeing,
dyeing stuff and everything. And she had a little rack with stuff out. And Nomad.
Not a little rack. She had lots of racks.
Yeah, she really did.
She had a fair amount of yarn there.
Yeah.
I like she had this beautiful fade kit that was just really cute, a table runner scarf type thing. And
It was a scarf. It was not, she had it on the table, but it was a scarf for crying out loud.
well, it looked like a table. I mean, but
And the cutest puppy was there.
oh yes,
Oh my
Oh,
god.
my Lord.
Nomad yarn
Nugget.
truck was there from Plainfield.
Nugget.
Yeah.
His name was Nugget.
Cute.
Yeah, I would have taken that
Because
puppy
he looked
home.
like a chicken nugget.
He did.
He did. He was cute. And so yeah, we drove down and spent some time in Bloomington. Ate at a great restaurant. Shopped a little bit at some of the places, and I can show you what I got, which would be kind of fun. So Mary does her own dyeing, and she has the
Rebel Purl.
Rebel Purl.
She made our yarn for us.
Yes.
Yeah.
Walk around, and she'll do yours too. All you have to do is go in if there's a something, or if you want to match something.
Just email
just go
her, ask her, whatever.
order it. She's really good. So she said. So I bought this fun stuff. It's just a sock weight, and this is called Off-Brand Sully. Now she wraps up her ones that didn't come out really well, and what she called horse of another
A horse
color.
of another color.
So you don't really know what you're getting.
You're not sure what you're going to get. I got one of those.
Yeah.
Because I had to.
And then she had these listed off-brand Sully, because the Sully brand, the other one had a little more color up here at the top. But I fell in love with it just this way, just something simple.
Here, let me hold it so they can actually see it.
And that kind of, I really like the end of that.
Yeah.
And I
Yeah,
thought that'd
that's
be kinda
cool.
nice. And I wear yellow well, so I can wear that. So that was
Yeah,
one of
It'll
the
be
do that.
interesting to see how that knits up.
Yeah. And then I bought, because their latest one is Rise Up and Kick Ass.
Rise up and kick ass. This is
Isn't that great? And I got that to make mittens
Yeah.
for the fall. It's a worsted, so I'm going to make a pair of mittens
Okay, I
out
was
of
going
it.
to ask
awesome.
her.
Yeah. Isn't that fun?
Love
That's
that.
really good. And then I
Rise
spun
up
her
and
wheel.
kick ass.
And she had a wheel that you could spin.
Yeah, you spin the wheel.
And she and I wanted another skein of yarn. And this is one of her Evil Laughter. This is one of her
I
original
like this
ones.
one.
So
I like this because
I
of
do.
the bright.
Yeah, there. That'll be a good Halloween type one.
I think it'll be awesome.
Oh, you didn't have to demonstrate.
You're such a goofball.
I know. And then in Rebel Purl, and then in the Nomad truck, the yarn truck, Brenda and Heather, our great friends, who are the queens of striping yarn
They are.
and stuff. They made a colorway just for her yarn truck, and it makes a really pretty shawl.
Look at the what it does.
Yeah.
When it stripes up.
And
That's what
she
it
was
looks like now.
making up a pattern, and what
that's
she did
awesome.
is she's striping it with this yarn, okay, and she's pulling the blue from the one end and the pink like from the center,
Oh,
so that it's all going to be the same thing, but she's taking it and
She's-
striping it one from the outside and one
who's
from the
the
inside.
she that you're talking about?
Nomad,
Oh, okay, all right.
yeah. And it was so exciting, and this is superwash and bamboo, 840 yards.
Wow, that's a big skein.
Yeah, that's one of their biggie ones. But yeah, when she wound it up, she was doing one color, and then the stripe was from the center.
From the other.
And so
Right.
she was creating a little bit different effect, and I thought it was pretty cool. But you said it was tough to do because it tangles really.
Oh, I would
easy.
do
Oh
it
yeah,
long.
of course
Yeah.
it
To
does.
have it all
Yeah.
wound up.
Yeah.
So you get it. And then I bought a really pretty little lace. I liked this. It's called Orchid Lace, and it's Noil silk.
Because you just want to do lace.
I want to do lace. I want to do something with lace, and I
Look at this.
and I like the feel
That's
of that.
pretty.
So I thought I'll go ahead and try that. So I was a big expender yesterday,
Yeah, she was.
and I bought a can of sardines too.
You'll find this hard to believe. I didn't buy any yarn. I know.
Because she could touch and feel it.
Yeah, it was enough. I could see it. I could touch it. Yeah, that was enough.
And I just bought one skein of the mystery, the horse of a different color.
Yeah.
Oh
yeah.
And it's a solid. It's a solid like butter yellow. Yeah, it's a pretty butter yellow. I'm not sure what I'll put it with, but.
And the Nomad
truck
truck
is there was something else.
Yeah, the Nomad truck
Bumblebee.
They have their own, and they have other brands and stuff like that. So
yeah, I saw Malabrigo on the truck. I don't know
there's some, she actually admitted, she told me that she said her husband they don't do a lot of striping like Brendan.
I would think that would be difficult to dye.
Well, and she said basically the same thing. Brendan and Heather are just so good at it.
They're good at it.
So,
they're fantastic at it.
Why go there? It's if they don't have it, maybe Leading Men or something somewhere else local might have it. So yeah, and she says they go out a couple times a month. She takes the truck out a couple times a month, and hopefully she'll be starting to do some of those shows and fairs and things like that.
Yeah.
And maybe Mary might be heading out to some of those too.
Yeah, I think that the COVID thing has obviously all across the country put a halt to a lot of those events that we all love to attend.
Love to do. Right.
Yeah.
And virtual is okay. I've been on a couple of the virtual
ones. I've not tried
ones.
the virtual.
It's just you're like looking at the website, and the only thing is you've spent $5 to be to do this, and it's you go to it. Yeah, I
want the real thing.
Yeah,
I want a touchy.
You need it.
Squishy.
The touchy squishy like.
Although and a reason to leave my house and get out from in front of that thing.
Yeah,
that thing.
Right
and
there.
You're in front of that all day long.
I am in front of that thing all day long. So
I mean that was like it was. That was one of the reasons I wanted to go. I wanted to meet Mary because she's really
I was
good
looking
with
forward
us
to meeting Mary and
getting the stuff together
and I would like to go back and chat with her a little bit about some things that we've talked about having her dye for us.
Sure.
So maybe we'll have to go back down there and just meet up with her for coffee or something. And
we'd go to Social Cantina.
Oh, we could.
We probably won't. It was a really good Mexican restaurant, but it was a little spicy. And I don't know.
These two can't handle anything spicy.
I can't handle anything spicy.
I'm much more of a wimp than I used to be.
Well, my sister's a wimp too. She's a little bit stronger than I am, but she's a wimp, and she says she eats her all the time. So maybe we just, because we were there right when they opened and everything was so fresh, maybe they added a little bit more, thinking, let's get these foreigners.
No,
I'm doubting that, but whatever. It was a little spicier than I anticipated, and I don't know. I just wasn't terribly. I had that. We had met up at Starbucks, so I had a croissant from Starbucks.
Oh, that's right. We had eaten.
And so I wasn't really all that hungry, and I think that impacted, my appetite and everything else. So that's my excuse.
I think it's a fantastic little place.
It was fun. And then right next door,
I like the atmosphere.
We went to this really
cool.
cute cook store right next door, right into her jam. Yeah. So that was good for her.
Oh my gosh!
And I
could have spent $1 million there.
I bought a can of sardines.
They would have loved it.
They would have loved that.
Did you go to any of the other stores in that little plaza?
No, I just went to the one across the way.
But that's the same store.
It's the same store.
I think it's the same.
I went to look for teas and for some of their. My neighbor likes to collect tea.
Oh yeah. I remember you were looking.
And they weren't good. And then I saw that they had specialty fish, and the sardines, and then they had all these specialty spices and oils and things like that.
I didn't even make it to that side. Nope. Well, I was in front of the knives for like an hour. It seemed like like an hour. I could be like. Just give me all the knives.
Seriously, because I thought, oh great, they're going to get on me because I'm always looking at tchotchke shit. And then Sue's over there; she's really in this discussion. I'm thinking, this is exciting, And they were going on about the knives and getting this done and what kind of this, and she has that, and she sent it to her kid. And I thought, oh good, I
think the lady was the owner.
She might have been.
She was when she found out that I had the Kanangin one that sits on my counter. She's like, well, don't ever get rid of that because you can't get them anymore.
Really?
Kanangin and Shun had a falling out.
Okay.
The two different entities, and
sort of like Mike's car wash and Crew Car Wash.
Yeah, whatever. so Ken Onion is the designer of that particular blade.
Okay.
So he designed the handle and the blade curvature and everything for the one that I use most of the time. And Sean is the maker of said knife.
Sean.
Oh.
Chop, chop, chop,
Yeah.
chop, chop, chop.
So they had some sort of
Falling out.
and so Sean will no longer make any of Ken Onion's knives.
Oh.
So Ken Onion went off on his own and started making them, but they're like $49.99, so I'm sure it's a stamped steel, like just pile of junk. If you're into knives, you know what I'm talking about. Yeah, you're not gonna.
My mom says never give a knife as a present because it'll sever the relationship.
You always have to give a person a penny.
A penny.
Yeah.
You know what? My husband can get me all the knives he wants to. He buys the best knives. Although I am a little jealous. I want a Brooklyn knife.
A
Brooklyn something. They're handmade for you. They're
really
super expensive.
Are they made in New York or are they just called?
No, yeah, I think they're. I think he is in Brooklyn.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'll take one of those. They're, $1,000 for a knife.
Oh my gosh!
I'll take one. I'll take two. Thank you.
I'd end up cutting my finger off, and then what would I do?
We should have seen her this morning. She was making breakfast, and she's over there doing it just like everybody, with this.
I hope it was a lot faster than that.
Well,
that
it was
looked ridiculous.
She was over there going. Well, actually, she was doing
just
this.
herbs.
And I'm thinking,
It was
oh my
herbs.
God, she does it just like they do on Food Network.
The proper way.
I would have been doing this.
I would have not been chopping up anything. I don't.
Okay, guys, I was just chopping up some chives.
Well, I didn't know they were chives. They could have been scallions. They could have been. It was green.
They are like baby scallions. Chives are.
Okay, good.
Not really, but whatever.
Check out
I
Instagram.
digress.
She put the picture on there.
Put
That's
it-
what
yeah,
we had
picture.
for breakfast this morning. It was really good.
So several episodes ago, guys, we were talking about 00 needles.
Yes.
And I said they look like toothpicks. And a friend of mine made me a hat. Yes. So this is the hat that I was referring to. This is what we call gnome hats. So a friend of mine makes these.
Is she like? How long did that take her? 12 years?
No. I'm gonna put it on because I just love her hats.
Is that cute?
And she's made
You need a tassel here.
so many of these hats that I don't think she uses a pattern anymore. And everyone is a little bit different. So she'll change the
little screw things.
the color work in each one.
This is adorable.
I just and it looks like it's
00.
It seriously looks like toothpicks when she gets to the top.
Oh, I bet. Yeah.
And she took a picture. She took a picture and sent it to me. I had to make her. I made her a blanket, hat, and a scarf
Holy
in
moly.
exchange for this. Yeah.
Color worker's wonderful.
Yeah. So she uses 2 fades to get that kind of color work.
Oh my gosh. She's
so
beautiful.
it's
work.
It's two different
Wow.
2 different skeins, and they're both faded. They're both a fade.
Look at her.
That's
color.
my next project because obviously I can go straight knitting to something like that.
I asked her
Or
for the
maybe not.
pattern once, and I think she gave it to me. I'm not sure. I'm gonna have to ask her again.
That's a beautiful
Now I could
hat.
actually do it. Back then I couldn't do it.
Could you?
Yeah.
Yeah,
I'm impressed. Well, because
I
you're
could
doing
do-
color work.
You do color work.
yeah, I
And
could do that.
I've not given that a whirl yet.
But
I've done one.
This particular, I have never done this ribbing.
That ribbon, yeah.
It's color work ribbing. I don't know how to do that, but I'm sure I could do it.
That would be fun to do.
Yeah.
That would, if nothing else, even if you just did a solid color hat or something, just a regular hat, just to do 2 colors in the rib would be nice to set it off. You kind of do need a tassel at the end.
Oh yeah, I know.
Yeah.
And with
long
maybe
one.
with a little bell.
So you know where I am.
The long,
we can
we'll
keep
do
track of
like
it.
a braid and then put it down at the bottom so that you could, it'd be a share in the
Yeah,
between.
but I don't have that yarn. So
Well, we can find a purple or
I
something.
bet we could find some in your
I think we could
in your
probably
yarn
do
room
something.
that would go with.
Yeah, we'll work on that.
yarn?
Yeah.
I doubt it.
Maybe I'll find a thread. I could probably use embroidery thread.
I'm thinking even a pom-pom would be.
Needs a hanging thing.
I'm not going to put
What do you
anything
think?
on
You
it
need
unless
to-
it was
No.
the same yarn. Anything else, it will look wrong.
It will.
Yeah, you're right. You're
And you know
right.
how she is about making sure everything is done right and correct and everything
Oh.
else. We had somebody
There was
sneak
a
by.
there was a Sasquatch.
What? Oh,
The other half sort of snuck by on his way in the corner. If you rewind,
Yeah.
you'll
Yeah,
see him
I'll be
in
able
the
to see
corner.
him.
Yeah. So he's
It's
off
a
to
sighting.
take off.
It's a sighting.
Ah!
Sasquatch.
Oh, that's
There
not
goes
fair.
Sasquatch.
You know. Except she did show me. It's so
I
cute.
really, I had forgotten he was still here.
He's
So-
always so quiet anyway when he is here. You just don't really know. But Sue had showed me a couple when I was here. I don't know. She showed me some family pictures, and boy, there has been a big change in your family.
Yeah.
He had hair,
He did have hair.
same height.
He
He
did
hasn't
have hair.
shrunk or anything.
He did have
but
hair.
he had hair, and I'm thinking he looks exactly
Yeah.
the same. But I'm like,
He had
oh
hair.
my, he had hair.
And I was skinny.
Yeah, well, we all were skinny once
At one
too,
point.
yeah. Mhm.
Yeah, I
We're
was
not
skinny.
even
It was
gonna
the
go there.
children that did it to me.
No, it's the
Or
food that's
maybe
done
not.
it to me and just my own environment. You know, yeah. Thing is that I can't eat like a whole burrito for breakfast. But boy, if you stuck a whole box of donuts in front of me, I probably could eat the whole box of
Oh,
donuts.
because
And
those
then we
are
would-
freaking delicious.
Then wouldn't you be sick?
Yeah, I
Yeah,
probably
you would be sick.
I would be sick. But I mean, that's the funny thing. Like I told Mikey, I said, I can eat Oreos or a donut, let's say, every day.
Mm-hmm.
But like if there's leftovers, I can't always eat. When we went to breakfast and I took Rosie's home,
Mm-hmm.
normally people can eat that for breakfast and then heat it up for lunch or later
Mm-hmm.
on and eat it the same day. I can't. My body just, for some reason, my digestive system after all my surgeries doesn't do that.
Says,
And I ate it yesterday night for dinner and I couldn't eat it. It came up. So, but yet I can have an Oreo 6 times a day, you know, or something that's not good for you 6
It's in
times
her
a
head.
day.
It's
No,
in
it's
her
not.
head.
It's not. It's
I
my
think it's in her
stomach.
gut, but
It's my
you know.
stomach. But anyway,
It's in her head.
yeah, it's in my head too. So, but at least my blood sugars were back to normal after all my cortisone and everything.
Yeah.
So they were normal
Yeah.
this morning. So I won't be hot anymore. Last night, Mikey came up and I'm laying like this in front of the fan, just like this, and he's like having a bit of trouble with temperature, and I'm like, it's so hot in here, and he goes, and he's like, no, and I said, I need the air conditioning turned on. So he got the other fan and he put the other one that kind of oscillates down at the end of the bed. And I'm like, so I fell asleep and he came in and turned off that fan and covered me up later on.
What a good guy he is.
Yeah, probably because I think the dog probably went in and looked at him like, hey, I can't get on the bed. Get in here, do something. I can't get on the bed. And that's usually what he does. He actually, one time when I fell at home, I was feeling good and I went down and he went up and got Mikey. He was all nervous. And
Abner.
he went up and got Mikey and I didn't have my watch. I didn't fall, so my watch didn't go off. Anyway, Mike comes down and I'm laying on the floor going, no, my shutter's off or something. So now every time Abner goes up and he's standing in the door wiggling, Mike thinks I'm on the ground, you know. And Abner thinks that's great because he's like, hey, follow me.
Like Timmy's in the well.
Yeah. And I'm
Yeah.
thinking, and I'm going, hey, you know, cry wolf too often, buddy. I'm not going to, when I need you to do it, he's not going to pay any attention to you, you know. So I'm like, Abner, knock it off. So anyway.
Well, when you start talking about I get confused when you're talking
With
about
he,
Mikey
Abner,
or
or
he
he,
Abner.
yeah.
And they really do have a different skill set. So,
Similar in some things, though. Yeah, then neither one listens worth a damn, and yeah, that sort of thing. And it's funny because in Mike's office upstairs, Abner will be on the bed, and if I come in, he gets a little testy, like clubhouse out. No girls allowed. He'll sit up and look at me like, no girls allowed, not clubhouse. Close the door, you know. And he's so funny when it comes like that. But if I get too close to Mikey, he's got to get right in the middle. And if Mikey gets too close to me, he's got to get right in the middle. So,
Gosh.
yeah, he's really good. He's better than birth control. So, and on that note, how's your sweater coming?
I'm back on birth control. Well, I'm not on birth control, but I'm back on that. Yeah, there's really very little need for me to have birth control. My sweater is coming along swimmingly.
She worked on it in the car yesterday.
I did. The roads were a little...
Shirley, her navigation system on her car, decided to take us on a windy road.
On a scenic road, yes.
And Mike was like, this isn't good for my knitting. I'm getting waves in my knitting.
Okay, notice, 2 sleeves.
2 sleeves.
Look what you guys have accomplished for her. Without
2
you,
finished sleeves, guys.
she wouldn't have had 2 finished
And see, it would cover me to right about here, which would be such an attractive part of my body to be hanging out.
Well, that's
but
right.
we're coming along. I've got a ball of yarn.
Yeah, it's just a little wee little thing.
Just think you can bring it to Grand Cayman so that I can turn the heat down, the air conditioning.
I'll wear it. Yeah, she has a Grand Cayman. We went to Grand Cayman together a couple of years ago now.
Yeah.
And I tend to be cold. Deb does not tend to be cold.
Sue and I do real well together. This one is.
And so we would be in
Yesterday for the car ride, I made sure I brought a blanket so that she would have a blanket in the back seat.
my
Because
coat on and a
We had
blanket.
to have it on.
65 degrees in the front.
Yeah, and I appreciated it
Yeah.
because I was cold. But in Grand Cayman, we had this really nice penthouse, and it's open in the
Yeah, open concept. Yeah, like
in the
that.
kitchen, dining room, living room area. And Deb would turn the air conditioner down, and I would get the quilt from the bed
You should.
and wrap up in it.
And it's 74 degrees in the room.
Yeah.
But I did have the fan blowing on.
Yes,
So,
you did. You
do you want a
did.
cup of water?
No, this is my first coughing attack today.
Oh.
Like, it's been really good.
So far. Did you get some rest last night?
I did.
Amazing.
And I didn't even wake up coughing, which has been great.
That's wonderful.
So what, I
She's
have
a
to wait
bronchitis
until we
situation.
start this?
Yeah. Well, because you're talking.
Timing is everything.
Yeah. This is so cool. This is going to be such a great
I think it's going to be.
creation.
It's the colorway. It's ridiculous. If you don't remember, is the
All
yarn.
right, go ahead.
It's worsted, and the colorway is fall leaves.
And by fall, she'll have it all.
And by fall, I'll have it ready to wear.
So-
Hopefully, if I did a gauge swatch, and I think it's going to fit okay. Although
Well, the only thing is you can,
I can block it a bit.
well, or measure it out now. Do a swatch, measure the now, and then maybe if you want to increase a little bit or something, then you have that option.
Yeah. I need
Just-
to. I
just
could
check in
measure
here. Yeah, just
I
measure
could measure
there.
here.
Yeah.
The
Because you can block it a little bit and make it,
Yeah, and
bring
it's
it out.
it's supposed to be 16 inches from here to the bottom, which is going to be plenty long enough for me.
Yeah.
16 and a half inches. That half inch is a
Oh,
difference.
well, the half inch makes a big
But
difference.
it's a pretty simple pattern, and it has spurred me on to look at another sweater pattern, and I have yarn on order for that.
Oh, nice.
Yeah, it's
Well, now that you've realized sleeves really aren't that bad.
well. I think doing
Because
them
these
at
are
the same
plain. Yeah,
These
doing
are-
it at the
these
same
are
time
plain.
makes a difference.
and yeah.
Yeah.
So that's that, and
Oh, wait, your little ball's on the ground. Hold on. Gotta get it up. There you go.
yeah,
She's
little
down to
ball
the
is
little ball
operative.
is the operative word.
And
there.
I'm going to be giving you at least a skein
Oh, super. Well,
because
then I can make you a pair of mittens to go with it. Or I can make you worsted socks.
yeah,
Slippers. And
you
we'll figure
you
something.
could just use the yarn. It doesn't have to come back to me.
Oh, okay. Well, we'll see.
So
Yeah,
anyway,
because I think I'm either going to do mittens or hat with the worsted stuff I got yesterday.
so that is that, and I have all kinds of things in here.
Isn't that fun? When you kind of get in the bottom of your bag going, I didn't know that was in there.
Yeah.
My knitting may be curtailed a little bit for the next couple months, so we'll have to see.
And it's going to slow you down.
Slow me down a bit. So we'll have to. I may have to start working with bulky because then I can hang on to things a little bit better.
Yeah.
Maybe you should just sew more in the next couple of
I'm
months.
going to do that. Yeah.
Yeah.
I
just
think I
put
can-
the knitting
yeah.
down for a while.
Yeah.
Give yourself a knitting break.
Yeah.
Yeah. Give yourself a knitting break.
Except I
Although
only
sewing
have-
has got to be a little cumbersome as well.
Well, but since I'm right-handed, it's not so bad. And this side is usually the guide side.
That's just the
anyway.
guide side anyway. Yeah.
Okay.
And I can take it off, for a little bit and everything. Because I did last night when I purled back. But I put it back on. I was doing really well, and I wasn't hurting or anything. But I thought, no, don't push it. You know.
Push it.
So, but last night I only woke myself up twice.
God.
Well, I rolled over and see this bumpy thing here.
Yeah.
Just kind of a thing, and it caught me right in the head. And I was like, what?
Oh,
That explains everything.
doesn't it?
Hey.
She has a pretty hard head, though, so I'm sure that all the other times that she's hitting herself with it, she doesn't even feel it.
Well, see, a long time ago, Mike sleep with his hand like this, and we were in a twin bed, and we were both expanding in size.
Bed?
A double bed.
That's
and
still
we
just
were
a twin bed.
Yeah,
seems
we
like
were
to me.
expanding in our size, and the dog was in the bed. Anyway,
my God,
he
in
was
a double?
sleeping like this. He was sleeping like this, and he came down and caught my nose just perfectly, right? And I was so asleep. I mean, it woke me up, but I woke up and there was blood everywhere.
Did you break your nose?
No, just kind of popped something, but it bruised, of course.
Of course it did.
And I was working in downtown in the office, and all my bosses were like, and I hadn't worked there that long.
Mike had
and they thought
was
Mike, and I
beating
said,
you.
well, yeah, he did hit me. I said, but he was sleeping, you know. And
he wants to hit you that bad that he's doing it in his sleep as
And
well.
I'm thinking, you know, it's and nobody's believing you because you're like, no, really.
Yeah.
And they just wanted to make more of a production out of it and everything. But yeah, so they took me to the hospital because they were worried because then you know how you get that.
Yeah.
The eye looked worse than what it was. And I'm like, no, it's nothing. It's just, you know. And so sure enough, they took me in but that's okay because then the company paid for it and I didn't have to.
I was hit accidentally, not by my husband. I was bartending and it was after hours and there was a person that I really wanted to talk to. The lights were back on. The bouncers were kicking everybody out. It was a dance club. And there was a person that I really wanted to talk to, but he was in conversation with another person, so I was standing right behind him, waiting for him to be done with the conversation. And he was like Hmong or Vietnamese or something, my friend was. And all of a sudden, the guy that he was talking with up and was going to just hit him.
Really?
But my friend was super quick. Yeah. And so he ducked, and I ended up hitting it right in my nose. Both eyes, black eye. I mean, instantly, tears are coming out. Next thing you know, there's 6 bouncers there.
Oh yeah,
carrying this guy out. You know,
and it was so innocent.
It was super innocent. He wasn't meaning to hit me, but he still would have been kicked out for starting a fight with somebody else.
Sure.
But the place was closing down anyway. I mean, it was after hours, so everybody needed to get out anyway. But that was my.
Oh my gosh!
No broken nose, but I had 2 black eyes for quite some time there.
I can imagine.
I was in a grocery store with my 2 sons, and this is back when we had videos that you could rent. And we were going through the video section of the grocery store, and I came up behind Grant, my younger son, tapped him on the shoulder. He thought I was Tim, and he took his fist and went, whoa!
Ooh.
Oh.
And then turned around and went, oh my God, Mom, I'm so sorry, Mom. Are you okay, Mom? Caught me right in the chest.
Do you ever do that? Well, you don't go into the grocery store, but if Mike and I go into the hardware store or something like that, and he's right there and I'm saying, hey, we need to go and look at such and such. And so you walk over, you look at it, and then he walks away, you know, and then you start talking, and then there's a total different person there.
Yes.
You know, and they look at you. Sometimes they let you finish your conversation and they just go, happens to me all the time. I figured I'd let you feel, you know, and other times they're looking at you like, hey, somebody
who is this lady?
Yeah.
Come put her away.
Somebody from the crazy house is here. So
I could see you doing that.
Yeah.
Well, I don't know if
I've ever.
I have seen you do that.
Yeah, I don't. Yeah, no, I don't think I've ever done that.
Oh gosh, all the time. He just goes off on his merry little way.
I bet he does.
And
I bet he does.
He's probably standing across the store going, look at her. She's still just yapping away. She's talking to strangers.
He always says it. He's like, he goes, I never have to worry about you being lonely.
No, because you'll talk to anybody. You will talk to anybody, which is totally great about you.
Well,
It's great about you.
I just kind of carry on a conversation, even if you don't want to listen,
Well, you don't have to listen. You just have to nod on occasion.
Yeah, it's like my sister says, it's the therapeutic nod.
Okay, yeah.
Yeah, she's got it perfected. She was an ER doctor, so she's it perfected. That therapeutic.
Well, she would know therapeutics then, wouldn't she?
Yeah, she would. She kind of knew when to do the yeah.
And then make a little note.
Yeah, and then make a little note. And all she's
person.
doing is tapping on her. She said the computer was good because she said half the time she didn't even have it on. But she'd take the.
It's a little
Hand,
disheartening.
she'd take it and she'd be tapping like this, going, "Okay, wait, got that." Or her favorite was when she'd walk in the room. They'd be like, "When that doctor gets in here, I want you to tell him such and such and so and so, and I want to know such and such and so and so." She's like, "Okay, great." So she turns around and she walks out. And she goes, "Hey, I'm Dr. Brown. What do you need to know?" And they'd be like, "Oh."
Yeah.
Okay,
Oops.
so that sort of situation. So, or when they call her nasty name, she always remind them it was Dr. B or Dr. Yeah.
I was,
It's Dr. Bitch.
Yeah, it's
I
Dr.
had
Bitch.
a student that called me bitch. And when I went to the principal to talk about it, he said, "But you are." And I said, "Well, I don't need to be reminded." That was a principal that I got along with very well. He said very often that I was very much like his wife, and I would say things and do things, and he would laugh, and he'd say, "Oh my God, you're just like my wife." So,
I'm sure there are modes like that out there. Sometimes people will refer to as when I worked in the office, a work wife, and I never really cared for that.
yeah.
I was like, no. But in some respects, I took care of the guys in the office the same way I did with Mike. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
With the no, not that. Get your head. Jeez. I'd get them coffee, and I would make sure if their tie had a stain and they were going to a meeting, it was nice. Well, and I did tell the one boss. I told him. I said, if you get rid of your wife, I'll get rid of Mikey, and then we'll run off together. So Tommy was like that. Yeah, you know what we called him? Little snot-nosed Tommy. That was cool.
To his face?
Yep.
Oh, great.
By the way, I have to let you know that Jordan thoroughly enjoyed those biscuits you brought him.
I stopped by and after on Thursday, and I dropped cookies off with Sue.
No, they were not cookies. They were biscuits.
Biscuits, okay.
They were
from Germany because
they're biscuits.
I went to Aldi and I got them. They had some new stuff out, and so I thought,
Biscuits.
oh, this will be nice. I'll take cookies because it was mid-morning and before lunch, and I thought donuts wouldn't be right because these guys go in like at the crack of dawn. So 10 o'clock in the morning is almost their lunchtime, actually. So I figured cookies would be good.
What's their first break? They eat lunch at 11:30. Well, they actually. So the Mexican guys, we have Spanish guys. They don't eat breakfast, I don't think, at home. So they eat their lunch at 9:45. So in their 15-minute break, that's when they eat their lunch.
Oh, okay.
They still take their half-hour lunch break.
Right.
But the rest of the crew eat their lunch at 11:30.
Okay.
But our Spanish guys, our Mexican guys, they eat their...
Well, I didn't know, and I brought him in. I was surprised that
Pozole and stuff that they bring in.
Jordan's like this big. He's so tiny, and
he has gone vegetarian.
Oh,
did you know that?
No.
Yeah.
But he ate the cookies.
He's not vegan.
Oh, okay. Got it.
He gets most of his protein actually from eggs.
Okay. Oh yeah, we had that discussion because I told him, I said, make sure you're getting your protein from proper places.
Yeah, he still does eggs and dairy.
Sometimes vegans and things like that don't always get enough protein.
Oh, he eats lots of eggs.
So he eats lots of eggs.
He eats lots of eggs and beans.
Well, anyway, he came in and he was in talking, and I don't think he even noticed I was there. And as he was walking back into the warehouse, I kind of was like, oh, there's Jordan. And I kind of followed him.
She started following him. I'm like, Deborah.
And she goes, Jordan, and he comes out and then he talks to me. And I was like, whoa.
I'm like, Jordan, you need to say hi to Deb. He comes back and he is nice and talks
He's really
to you
nice
for a
to talk
little.
to me, but because I told him, I said, it's a good thing I don't work for you because you would have to write me up for sexual harassment.
He laughed.
He's just a super nice person. You're just somebody you really want to sit and just talk to. You know, he's really cute.
I told him he should go into politics.
I think
He's
he would
that
be good.
smart. He's that smart.
Yeah, except
I'm not sure politicians are smart, but
he's quick. He's able to read situations
super fast.
I mean,
he's good. He's a good
picks out what's going on. I mean, he's really good at it. In other ways, yeah, he keeps that warehouse really well, and he's got the respect of everybody out there. And you know, sometimes bosses aren't really good about that, but I see that with him. You know, having been stuck in that situation several times as well to make so
Jamie only had to go through so many before he listened to me and hired Jordan.
See, so everybody needs a Jordan in their life. He's a good guy, and I
kept telling him, you should have Jordan do this. You should have Jordan do this.
I've not.
So Jordan, if you're watching and you ever go out on your own, give me a call and I'll come and work for you.
I told him, I said, as soon as you open up a business, I can be. I'm there. I'm there.
I can just be your volunteer. I'll be your receptionist and get everybody in. You know, so
she can be the person, Jordan, that you bring in to get rid of somebody. She will talk them to death.
They'll leave just because they need to get away from her.
Not the executor. How would you want it?
The exterminator.
Exterminator.
Yeah, she's the exterminator.
Yeah. So
I suspect I need to meet Jordan because your conversation. Yeah.
Is it something you're going to show over there?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay,
I'm waiting for a pause.
Okay, that's enough.
I got, of course, you know that I order online a lot, and I found this Dyer from Hawaii. And the thought of somebody in Hawaii dyeing yarn just intrigued me. So,
Big Island, Little Island?
Kauai.
Really? All the way up there?
Yep.
Cool.
Hawaii.
Kauai. It's medium island. First island I went to in Hawaii was Kauai.
Me too.
This is the name of the yarn dyer is, and I'm going to butcher this. I confess right now. Hanalei, hand dyed from Kauai, Hawaii. And this is silk and merino, and it is the nicest feeling stuff.
Yeah, it's squishy.
And it is
Look at this.
Yeah, the colorway is Makana Morning Light.
Oh, neat. I like the name.
Yeah, I love this acid green.
Isn't that great?
Yeah. It really is pretty. And I don't know, probably a shawl, but it's going to be really, really drapey.
Yeah.
Because it's got so much silk in it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
70% merino, 30% silk.
And I thought perhaps that might be a road trip for the three of us to go to Kauai.
Yeah.
And check out this yarn dyeing lady.
Ooh. Oh, I don't even know where Hanalei is. It's a really nice little place out there. Because Kauai,
I've been to Oahu, so
Kauai, you can only have like the 1/3 of the island, and the other half
the
rest like sacred land and stuff.
Well, it's it's where they did filmed Jurassic Park.
Cool.
It's on that other
Kauai.
half.
Neato.
Yeah.
Makana Morning Light. Cool. I like it.
Yeah.
And the orange kind of reminds me of that orange clay that they put in their shirts out there.
Oh yeah, that's
Remember
where
that?
I got. Yeah. Oh yeah, I got.
Don't sweat when you buy a new one. Wash it several times.
I didn't buy. I bought for my boys. I didn't buy one for myself because, yeah. But there was that clay was everywhere, and the roosters.
Yeah, I didn't realize. I guess I just didn't pay attention, and I put the shirt on. Oh my God! Everything I had, bra, the whole thing just turned like this rusty orange because it was really hot.
It's a dirt shirt.
Yeah, that's what they dye it with.
The
we
dirt.
went back. Oh man, was in the 90s when we first went to Kauai.
I'm trying to think when it was I went, because my
That was a couple of days ago.
Yeah, a couple of days ago. Oh, a long time
my
ago.
friend's daughter worked for, well, she still does, works for RCI, and she was in Kauai, and we went out to spend about a week with her.
Oh yeah,
It was very nice.
Gail used to do a lot of her doctor conferences out there because, and then we'd all go with and stuff. Yeah, I mean that's some of the exotic places we've gone, and then Mom went with us, and then we found the Big Island. So, and I'm a Big Island fan.
I've not been to the Big. See, Grant lived out there with his first wife, first on Maui, and then on Oahu.
Yeah. And
I really liked Maui.
Yeah, everybody says Maui's good, but I've heard that Honolulu is on Oahu is sort of like LA, and it's true. They have so much traffic downtown. It is unbelievable that you would think this little island there's 6 lanes, like an hour out of the city. There's still all this traffic. Yeah. And Maui, they say, is similar to like a Santa Barbara type area because it's a little more congested, but not as bad.
Yeah.
They've planned it out a little bit better.
And then Kauai is
very sparse and actually is more populated than the Big Island because there's so much space on the Big Island. And the Big Island is the least populated. I haven't been to the Big Island. Yeah, that's the least populated. But they finally put this really cool road, saddle road, across the top. So you used to have to go all the way around. And
on what island?
The Big Island.
Hawaii.
In Hawaii. Because you could always get up to Mauna Kea. Okay, the road took you up. It was kind of one of these 2-laners, that took it up. And that's the tallest mountain in the United States.
Okay.
In the world, I think, is Mauna Kea.
I thought that was...
Because they measure Mauna Kea from the bottom of the ocean, not from sea level. So...
Well, that's not hardly fair, is it?
Well... But it came from the ocean. I mean, that one's been there. I mean, has popped up over the years.
Like a pimple.
Yeah, like a pimple. But when you're up there, and they're flying in, and you're above the planes, and it's really pretty spiffy. And we were up there, and they were skiing. Can you believe they were skiing in Hawaii? I took pictures, and everybody were like, "You're spoofing me," and I'm like, "No, it was really." They were out there snowboarding in Hawaii.
Well, when we were on Maui, Haleakala is on Maui. That is a volcanic mountain. We went up there. Luckily, still had our winter coats with us, and it was snowing up there.
Yeah.
And that's apparently not as tall as the mountain you're talking about. But that was a bit of a culture shock. We got back down to sea level, and it was probably 85 degrees.
Well, I guess on the Big Island, I guess anywhere pretty much, but you can experience all 4 seasons in one day.
Yeah, probably.
Because you go from... so you can do it.
Hawaii was not a place that I had on my bucket list, but I've been there, I don't know, 3 or 4 times now.
Oh, I love Hawaii. I could do the Big Island. The only thing is I hate is the flight. So that's why we found Key West instead, because it's very tropical, but it's in the same time zone.
Well, yeah, so is Grand Cayman, which is my favorite.
You're not like dying. You're over there going, when are we going home?
The flight was bad.
Oh yeah, the flight's terrible. Anyway.
Long.
I spent a week there, but it was in my younger days, and yeah.
What you're gonna say? I spent a week there one day.
I spent a week there when I was in high school. I spent a week in Oahu, and with our band.
Right.
Neato. Oh my God, we did a parade there.
Probably maybe one of the boat parades.
The King Kamehameha parade.
King.
It's 5 miles. It's a 5-mile parade.
Oh.
And we were the only marching band that did the high step in the parade.
Oh.
So, yeah.
I bet you had a fabulous ass.
Oh, my God. It was ridiculous. And then we didn't have... Most of the bands that went to do this parade had a different uniform that they would use
in the summer.
Yeah, for the summer. No, not us.
From Minnesota.
Not us. We're from Minnesota. We have to have our wool fucking uniforms on.
Oh man, that was.
I had a bikini on underneath that.
Well, still, but the changing
because
would be
at the end of the parade, you ended at the ocean.
Okay.
or at a park that was right by the ocean. And so we were told that. So, and we had to have clothing on underneath. We were told we had to have clothing on underneath.
Well, bikini's clothing.
So yeah, so I had a bikini on. Everybody pretty much had a swimsuit on underneath their uniform, and the suit, your suit was just stripped off to the ocean.
Went to the ocean.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I always did our state fair that they opened the first is band day. You know, and I always felt bad for the kids because it was always 112 degrees, and they're in their uniforms and they're out there marching around on band day and stuff. I was so glad when a lot of them went to the polo shirts and things like that, and you know.
But yeah, my Tim was in band, and we did a lot of band stuff when he was in high school, and college.
Yeah,
did a lot of marching.
Yeah, we were one of the largest high school marching bands in the country at the time, and so we were always invited to this parade in Hawaii.
Mm-hmm.
But of course, you know, you couldn't afford to do that every year, so we did it every 3 years. So if you were in band all the years in high school, you had the opportunity to go
to Hawaii.
So I think we had like almost 300 kids in our high school marching band.
That's a big band.
Yeah.
I think we only had 300 kids in the school.
Oh, I think our classes were typically 550.
Wow,
about that.
That's a big group.
So, but you know, there was a lot of kids that were in band because of the Hawaii trip.
True, right. Well, see, when we were in high school, our high school trips were either like a band trip or you went to a museum.
Yeah.
Now they take the kids like to Disney World or down to the Bahamas or out to they do school trips all over the place like that. We had to do DC was the big one. That was always the big one, getting everybody to DC.
Tim
I love DC.
Tim went to Italy and France.
Yet to be to DC.
When he was in,
we have to get you to DC
in high school, and
Europe was a big thing.
Yeah, he was in the French club. And so the French club and the Spanish club went together, and they went to. So he didn't go to Italy. He went to Spain and France.
Okay.
And
let us know where you guys have been, like exotic fun places. Put in the comments if you've been to some place crazy, like you know. I've been to Antarctica and the Faroe Islands. So did anybody been to
Deb
Russia?
has been everywhere.
No, I haven't. I've been to Bermuda. I'm going there.
Have you been to Russia?
No, not yet.
No.
It's on my bucket list.
Is it?
Oh, yeah.
I don't have a stamp on my passport, guys. So I'm sitting next to these two that have been like around the frickin' world, and I haven't even been into Canada, for crying out loud.
There's 3 places in Russia I want to go: Vladivostok, Kamchatka, and Moscow. Those are the 3 I want to hit. And I want to go to
My daughter
Mykonos,
has way more stamps on her passport.
and I want to go to Croatia, and I want to go to Finland, and I want to go to Greenland. Next time
We could spend a lot of time talking about where you want to go.
Yeah, I want to go everywhere. See, I'm gonna do that someday. So
go everywhere.
Yep, I'm gonna go everywhere.
We're gonna be a genie in a bottle and just like that, and
just
wish your way there.
Yeah, what I need to do is I need to start buying the lottery tickets again so that I could win all this money. So that'll get us all going.
All right.
And on that note, I think I've exhausted these 2 in one morning, and they'll chill out. And I even came in this morning and said I was off. So they were kind of worried whether or not we were going to have like a decent thing. But I told them I would have thought it would kick in.
She's not off.
So stop. You think I stayed home 6 days a week and I'm only out on one day. And I do this all the time.
Good Lord, I've seen you every day this week.
I know.
You two got to stop that.
Oh, amen to that.
I think so.
Amen. And it's not because of that. It's just that
her eardrums are leaking.
No, it's just that, you know, one of the trips was to the hospital to get injections in my back, and that's not something that was delightful.
I didn't have any trouble with it at all. I actually got a row and a half done on painted bricks, so that was fine.
So it was. But
she had a little bit of trouble with it on me. I didn't, you know.
Well, she was the one getting poked with a needle.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, and we wouldn't have gone Wednesday to breakfast except we had missed the Wednesday before, and we didn't want the restaurant to close. So we wanted to make sure that
we feel personally responsible to keep this restaurant
going. Keep the restaurant open, so we would go. But we'll go this week.
My ears are leaking.
Okay.
I love you guys.
So have a good week. Stay out of trouble. Knit. Let us know exotic places that you've been. Okay?
Comments.
Oh, and FYI, Lori, you have not contacted us.
I thought it was Linda.
No, Lori Lang. Hold on. Let me find,
check again. Make sure.
Let me find. I can't remember her name.
It's a now.
I thought it was Lori Lang. Lisa Long.
Lisa. Hey.
Lisa, you
Lori,
have not
don't
contacted.
call. Lori, stay not.
You won.
Yeah.
Lisa, you need to email
Because she wanted the white one, and we'll get it to you.
And we'll get it to you.
And then you can post a really fun picture with your beautiful shawl that you have.
Yeah.
Otherwise,
I'll do it by me.
Yeah.
So it's absolutely perfect.
Truly.
It's yours truly. So there you have it. All right. See ya.